learned a few more geometry terms, and these terms had to do with turns and angles. The first thing I want to show you is just a couple of pieces of an angle. Okay, so first off, we have a vertex, and that's that point where they join together. And so this is called the vertex. The other thing that we learned was that both this and this side are called exactly sides. They're sides. They're sides of an angle. And angles are used to help record turns. We talked about different kinds of turns. We talked about clockwise turns, so you just have to think about a clock. And the way the hands turn on the clock, it goes according to the clock or clockwise. So that's clockwise. But then there's also counterclockwise. So just draw my clock again. And I'll show you counterclockwise. Counterclockwise goes against the way a clock goes. What's used is the circular arrow that shows the direction that the turn is going. So if it's going counterclockwise, it's a left-hand turn. But if it's going clockwise, it's a right-hand turn. So just remember that for it's the direction of the arrow. For instance, let me give you some examples. A clockwise quarter turn. So first we have one side and the turn. And the arrow in the direction goes toward the 3 on the clock, right? So clockwise quarter turn. If you take a look at a clockwise half turn, what's that going to look like? It goes straight up and down. So it's the half or 6 o'clock or straight up 6 o'clock. Okay, then you can also have a clockwise 3/4 turn. So it starts here, and my circular arrow shows the direction. It's still clockwise, but this time it's 3/4 of a turn. Then finally, you could have a full turn. We only need one piece because remember, it's going to be a full turn. So that means it went all the way around in the direction of the clock. A complete turn. A clockwise full turn. Or you can even call it a right turn. As a contrast, let me show you those same that same style of turn, but counterclockwise. So I'll just draw my side and my other side, but this time I'll show you a counterclockwise. Notice it's against the clock, so that's a counterclockwise quarter turn. Then there's the counterclockwise half turn, a counterclockwise 3/4 turn, and then a counterclockwise full turn. Just remember, it's always the direction that the arrow goes in is the way the turn is made in the angle. If we go back and take a look again at the quarter turn, it's also known as a square corner. Remember, we used that little blue symbol that I just did to show that I mean a quarter. That I mean that it is a 90-degree angle. But there's also this straight line here that we have. This is a 180-degree because it's what? Straight. And of course, if I could use a straight edge in this program, I would, but I can't. So just understand that that is supposed to be a straight line. But it is also called a 180-degree angle. So just to recap, the important terms from this lesson were counterclockwise, clockwise, full turn, half turn, quarter turn, sides, vertex, and right angle. If you can identify all of those terms and understand what they are, you're on your way to understanding these basic geometry terms.